Welcome to IT Handy Guide tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to update MySQL version. Okay, so firstly, you have to back up your MySQL configuration file. So you have to go to C drive and go to program data, MySQL server A0, and back up this file to desktop. And then you can go to here. You can go to the program file, control panel, program. Then you can install all the MySQL stuff. Okay, so I can uninstall all of this. So I can uninstall all of this. Oh, of course, you should stop the MySQL service if you like. So I should start the service. You can start this. Then you can just uninstall the rest of things. It takes a while to uninstall everything. The next one is the MySQL connector. Okay. It takes a while, so I can okay. So the next one is MySQL connector C++, and this one MySQL document, MySQL connector, and MySQL router, MySQL shell. It takes a very long while to uninstall MySQL shell, I realize. So just wait. I'm going to start recording just for now because it takes a while. Okay, you can see I still uninstall that. So I'm going to uninstall MySQL server. It takes about like a few seconds. Okay. So you should uninstall this as the last one. Okay, so this is a MySQL installer. You should leave to the end. So just a double check. I uninstalled all the MySQL component. There's no more Oracle publisher. There's no more MySQL component. Alright, then you have to go to C drive. You have to go to C drive, program file, delete MySQL folder, and double check the other one. There's no MySQL folder, and that's fine. Cool. So I have just uninstalled everything. So what I'm going to do is going to install MySQL server. So I need to go to Google and search MySQL server, a MySQL community server, and the first one, go to the download page and click this one and click no thanks, just start download. So it will start download the latest version of the SQL server, MySQL server, and I already download, so I just need to install now. So I need to go to here. Give me a second. Let me find my installer. which is under this position. Okay, this is the latest version of MySQL community. So I double click this one. It takes a while. Okay. So I will select developer default. Press yes. And press next. So nothing to modify, just keep pressing next. And here will be installed. Okay. Alright, let me show you. Yes again. Okay, so in this case, you just select developer default, same as before. You click next, and then over here, you just press next. Then it will say you still have a warning with the selected path because we already have a file in program data, MySQL, this kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about this. Just press yes, and it will say, oh. Because I don't have a Visual Studio and I don't have a Python in this computer, so I cannot install MySQL for Visual Studio. I cannot install connector for Python. In this case, I just press next. I press yes because I'm not going to install these two. And here I just press execute. It will start to install everything again. Okay, it will take like 10 to 20 minutes. So I will start recording. It just finished the install. So I just press next. So I'm going to configure MySQL server, MySQL router, and configure the sample database. So I click next. Over here, I'm going to select the development computer. That means I will use the minimum amount of the memory. And over here, I use the TCP/IP. And the port 3306 and 33060, that is the default setting. Also, it will create inbound route into the firewall. So I press next. So I use the strong password encryption. So press next. So here it will ask you to enter your root password. My root password is also ROOT. So I press ROT, press check. It will take like 1 to 2 minutes to check your password. So basically, this is the only thing that is different to the original installation, because normally in this step they will ask you to create a password for root, and if you want to create a new user, you can create a new user. So now I'm going to click next. So over here, it will install MySQL 80. Into the service manager. So I press next, press execute. So it will start to execute. Okay, let me double check. Alright, in this step, that just finished. So here will say complete, configure complete. So I just finished to config. I just finished config MySQL server. So now I'm going to config MySQL router. And by default, we don't have any MySQL router. So I use the default setting, press finish. So here will say configuration not needed. Okay, so I'm going to install the sample database. So I press next. So over here, it will ask you to enter the password of the root. So I press check and then press next. So it will start to install the sample database now. Okay, that's pretty much everything. Let me double check. Okay, after that, it will open Workbench, also open MySQL shell. So I press finish. Okay, just wait a moment. Make sure it will open MySQL Workbench. So you can close that. You can close this. So now I'm going to open command line client. and to enter our ROT and show databases. So here you are. So I'm going to open MySQL Workbench. So I'm going to try to log in root account. And okay, and I'm going to database, connect to database, press OK, and ROT. Alright, so I'm going to connect to another user. I think that is the test user. So this is a test user. Press OK, and the password is MySQL 8. Okay, great. I can still connect it. So now I'm going to try another user. It's called test user 2. Test user 2. And I'm pretty sure the password is called test user 2 as well. So I can still connect it. And if you go to administration, go to user and privilege, here are all the users we have. Okay. If you go to the schema, it will show me all the database except information schema and the performance schema. Okay, that's all. Alright. What else? Okay, so after I install everything, if you go to control panel, program, you will see we have all the MySQL stuff is over here. And if you go to C drive program file, you will see we have all the MySQL components. And if you go to the other one, you can still see 32-bit. You can still see all the MySQL components as well in 32-bit. Okay, what is next? Okay, so in this case, you should restart Apache and MySQL. So I'm going to restart Apache and restart MySQL. Alright, and then you can try localhost if you like. Okay, so I have just restart Apache and MySQL. So now I'm going to try the localhost and this. Cool. I can still get into the localhost. So what else? Oh yeah, and double check your firewall. That is firewall. This one. Make sure you have inbound rule for this 2 port. You can click that to check, okay, for all port. Cool. Alright, so what is next? Okay, so this is the last step. You need to compare your you need to compare your MySQL configuration file. In this case, you close everything. Okay, so I'm going to open P4 merge, and this is my file. So I'm going to copy to new folder. So this is my file path. Okay, so I'm going to compare these 2 files. So this is the file 1, the first file, and this is the old version MySQL configuration file. So this is a new version, this is old version. So I press OK. I want to edit in purple. So if you check all the changes, you will see it's just a line, a few space. There's nothing changes, just a few space. Oh yeah, it's a bit different. The new version use 93 megabyte and here use 75, but there's not much difference, so no worries. Cool. So I'm pretty sure my configuration is quite okay now, so I don't have to change anything. Okay, so in this case, what I have done is I have uninstalled all the MySql component and installed a new version, and also I compare I also compare MySql configuration file. I also check the firewall in Banru. That is over here. So I'm pretty much done everything. Okay, I hope you enjoy my tutorial. Have a good day.